Environmental lawyers have begun filing lawsuits against Monsanto for cancer deaths related to their product Roundup. What these lawsuits are uncovering shows an effort both on the part of Monsanto and the U.S. government to minimize the message about the dangers of Roundup in relation to human cancer. The story begins as early as the 1980s when laboratory tests on glyphosate began to show cellular changes in laboratory animals that should have been considered early signs of cancer. In fact, in 1985, the EPA, during a time when it was actually effective, during a time when it actually worked on behalf of a safe environment, determined that glyphosate, the primary ingredient of Roundup, needed to be classified as a Class C carcinogen, which meant that it clearly was suggestive of a relationship to cancer. But then miraculously, 6 years later, the EPA suddenly changes that classification to something just the opposite, where they claim that no, we were wrong, and overnight, glyphosate, according to the EPA and Monsanto, the public now has no worries, according to those folks. Nothing to worry about here, move on. All the laboratory testing from the early 80s showed that was used to classify glyphosate as a cancer agent, and that suddenly became unavailable to the public. All that information became unavailable, with Monsanto arguing that all that early testing results fall under what they call their protective trade secrets protection, that it can't be shared with the general public. It can't be shared with scientists or the government. The next twist takes place when the World Health Organization issues a statement in 2015 maintaining that Monsanto Roundup herbicide, in their words, is probably a human carcinogen. That's what they said. As you might imagine, Monsanto called in its army of paid scientists, lobbyists, politicians that need contributions that'll sell their soul for anything, and government agencies that were more concerned with mega profits than human health. With government, corporate-controlled media, and even the White House pulling every string to protect Monsanto, and at that point it appears that the only place this story can fully be told is in courtrooms. That's the only way that this story will ever be told, for a jury to hear the story and a jury to make a decision about how bad the conduct is, both as to Monsanto and the U.S. government in this deadly cover-up that's cost thousands of lives throughout this country and worldwide.